and welcome to this week's episode of Marinara Monday. What is Marinara Monday, you may be asking? Well, it's where I get super stony baloney, think of some stuff I want to research, and tell you all my findings. This week's episode is about the true, dark, and heartbreaking story of Thanksgiving. As someone who is part Native American, my tribe is Potawatomi. I feel that it is my personal duty to let this history be known and spoken about. For many Native Americans and First Natives people, this day feels almost like the beginning of the end. It was and is a false narrative used to ignore more than 400 plus years of brutality and attempted erasing of cultures. Yes, we all do come together to celebrate togetherness, but ultimately we must face this harsh reality. Thanksgiving was first implemented and celebrated in 1863 as a national holiday during the Civil War. Although throughout the globe and throughout society, sharing a meal with one another has always been around as a means to celebrate a good harvest and usually occurred in about September or October, not in November. Thanksgiving is often depicted as a time where the Native Americans and the Pilgrims came together and celebrated the food they harvested and the peace amongst themselves. Anyways, President Abraham Lincoln implemented this to try to bandage the relationship between not only the North and the South, but also with the Native Americans. Just a year before, in 1862, the Dakota Sioux were driven to near death by starvation due to corrupt federal agents preventing provisions from getting to them. This caused the tribe people to eventually try to fight back and steal provisions. This all resulted in the Dakota War of 1862 and the United States hanging 38 Dakota men, the largest mass execution in the United States history. In textbooks, you will find a storytelling of pilgrims landing in Plymouth, Massachusetts, because of a harsh winter and storm upon them. In reality, the Mayflower captain is thought to have been bribed by the Dutch to sail further north from present-day New York. They believed they would find better prospects from land to farm and sea to fish, since the natives were essentially wiped out for the most part, You see, this isn't the first time the Native Americans had encountered people sailing on in. Several years prior to the Pilgrims landing there, the Native Americans had encountered French and English fishermen. These fishermen would come ashore for firewood and to kidnap people, to trade into slavery and whatever else they decided. They also would transmit their diseases as they came ashore, and diseases like smallpox and influenza and measles that ended up killing 90% of the Native American population. All of these issues compounded into the Wampanoag, I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, I'm trying my best, tribespeople turning to the Pilgrims in an effort to protect what little tribespeople they had left. They needed the Pilgrims to help protect them from their rival, the Narragansett. Again, so sorry if I mispronounced that. I'm trying my best. They begrudgingly came to an agreement that they would look out for each other and protect each other. This agreement undermined tribal sovereignty, by the way. Also, this agreement came to be because Tisquantum, aka Squanto, who was a translator between the Pilgrims and the Native Americans, and it's like, how or why was he a translator? Because he was also Native American. Well, he was taken as a slave previously, and he ended up having to learn English when he was out there in England for several years. So it's kind of fucked. It is this agreement and eventual harvest celebration that is often taken at face value. This celebration that was done by so many people before them, the celebration of a bountiful harvest, misconstrued to seem like a bloodless and cheerful celebration. It's the beginning of the end. If you would like to know more information, I would highly suggest checking out my sources or do some research of your own because, this is some shit you should know. This has been another episode of Marinara Monday. Much love to all my friends and family, and stay safe. I love you. Bye.
Like, comment, subscribe.